Hey everybody, JC here with another TNI news video. And we've got a lot of things to cover today, so let's just hop right into it. First thing, I just wanted to share some new images that were released this week by Tomasi Nations for their upcoming SH Figuarts Dark Knight Joker figure. This is based on the Heath Ledger version. And I've got to say, from these images, it really doesn't seem to capture the likeness of Heath Ledger that well. I think NECA did a much better job with their version. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. But this figure will have at least a machine gun, we can tell from these images, and looks like he'll have at least an alternate hand where he's holding a Joker card. I don't have a lot of specific information on this figure yet. That should be coming very soon. But again, I just wanted to share these new images. We first saw this figure at San Diego Comic-Con, and some of you had been asking about it. And so it is still coming, and we should have specific information like release date and all the accessories that it will be coming with and everything very soon. Also, I wanted to update you guys on a story I talked about the other day in regards to DC Collectibles and their Icon 6-inch Batman and Superman Rebirth figures. I had told you how both of those figures are going to be released individually. Currently, they're available in a box set that features a total of 7 figures. And so these figures are going to now be released individually in November. But the thing I didn't know at the time was whether the figures, these individual figures, would come with any accessories. The ones in the box set do not. And it turns out I contacted DC Collectibles and asked them that specific question, and they told me that the figures are going to be shipped as is, meaning there's no accessories with these. Now, I know some of you are like, what the hell? Why aren't we getting accessories? And I would guess because they didn't tool any for these figures, and it would cost them more money if they tried to do that. Now, you're probably saying, well, it's $28 a figure, and most $28 figures have accessories. And that's true. Originally, they didn't plan to release these figures, I don't think, individually, so that's why there's no accessories. You are, in fact, if you get the box set, you're getting more value for your money because, basically you can pick up that box set between $100 and $90. Big Bad Toy Store may even have it a little bit cheaper than that. And that comes out to less than $20 a figure for 7 figures. But some people may not want all the figures in that set. You may choose to get the deluxe Cyborg figure and the individual Wonder Woman figure, and the other figures had been released individually. I think the box set figures are nicer than most of the ones that were previously released, like Flash and Green Lantern and such. But you still may not want those figures. And so this is basically just a way DC Collectibles is allowing people to get those figures individually. Yes, you'll be paying more per figure, but overall you would be paying less and not getting figures you don't want. So I don't really think it's a bad move on their part. It would have been nice if we'd gotten extra accessories with the individual figures, extra pair of hands, but I can understand why they're not including those and such. Basically, the way I would look at it is, they could either just offer the box set and make you pay the $100 to get all 7 figures, and do nothing, or do it this way and allow you to get those 2 figures. But my recommendation would be go with the box set. If you're going to get these figures, go with the box set. You're getting more for your money, and the other figures in the set are actually pretty nice. So, like I said, that would be my recommendation. Okay, so moving on to Marvel, I wanted to share with you some images released by Square Enix this week for their upcoming Marvel variant Doctor Strange figure. This is another one that we saw at San Diego Comic-Con, and I think we saw it again at Toy Fair this year, and now we're getting official images. The figure is slated for an October release. Now, I'm personally not much into these Play Archive figures. Mainly, I just don't like the 10-inch scale that they're in. But I do like this figure. I think it looks good. I like all the magic accessories that seem to be coming with it. So that's, I think, is the coolest thing about that figure. Also, we got some updated images for the MAFEX Spider-Man Homecoming figure. I'm not sure what the original source for these images were. They showed up on social media, so it looks like these were taken at some kind of convention or something. But again, I'm not 100% sure where these images originated. But the thing to note about them is this is probably a more final version of what we're actually going to see released. And I've got to say that the Tom Holland unmasked head still looks pretty good here. Now that figure, if you remember, is slated for an October release. All of these you can pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store, so I'll put a link in the video description below for that. Also this week, Diamond Select Toys released official images and solicitation information for their upcoming Marvel Select 7-inch Netflix Daredevil figure. So the thing to note on this, and this figure is going to have 16 points of articulation and come with his billy clubs, and he's going to have a diorama base that is made to look like the elevator scene from the beginning of season 2. But the thing to note here is it looks like the unmasked Matt Murdock head is no longer being included. We saw that at Toy Fair, and it was not listed or shown in the solicitation information and images. Now, I have reached out to the folks at Diamond Select Toys to get that confirmed, but again, based on the solicitation information, that unmasked head is not listed as one of the things included with the figure, which is a little disappointing because that unmasked head actually looked really good. Also, we got updated information for their Marvel Select Gwen Stacy. This is the comic book figure, but their Spider-Gwen figure. This is going to have interchangeable raised and lowered hood heads, so you can have it with the hood on or the hood off. It does not have an unmasked head, unfortunately. And then you're going to get various hands and a sculpted diorama base featuring a fallen robot. Now, both of these figures are slated with an October release date. Okay, and then finally we've got some new images for the second wave of Guardians of the Galaxy figures for this year. This is the Mantis Build-A-Figure wave. Now these images aren't super high res, but they do give us a look at the packaging and such. And these have actually been put up for pre-order on an overseas website, and they list these with a May release date. They don't say specifically when in May, just that they'll be released in May. Now I doubt they'll be released here in the United States in May. Maybe, but overseas, usually, these show up overseas and then we get them a few weeks later. Now, those of you who have been asking about the Spider-Man Vulture Build-A-Wing wave, that has actually started to hit shelves overseas, so you might start seeing it hit eBay already. And I've been told we might start seeing that wave in physical stores here in the United States as early as the end of next week or early the week after that, basically the end of this month or early next month. I don't have that confirmed, but I've heard some people say there's an embargo on those for, I think, like April 28th, so we'll see. I did reach out to the folks at Big Bad Toy Store, and they told me that they will have this wave up for pre-order, the Vulture Build-A-Wing wave, up for pre-order on June 1st. And will likely have them in stock on June 1st as well. So essentially, they'll be putting them up for pre-order and shipping them out pretty much at the same time. Now, that's not guaranteed. They'll definitely be up by June 1st for pre-order, but it's not guaranteed that they'll have them in stock on June 1st. But they felt it was a pretty good chance that they would, at least limited quantities. You'll notice like the X-Men Build-A-Figure wave with the Warlock figure is currently up for pre-order again at Big Bad Toy Store. They had those in stock for a limited amount, but then basically went through their stock and now waiting for their next shipment. So if you missed out on those, you can still pre-order those as well. But again, the Spider-Man wave should be up there for pre-order on June 1st. And then this Guardians of the Galaxy wave, just to recap, is going to be the Mantis Build-A-Figure, and then it's going to come with Gamora from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie. They're going to come with her sword and a blaster, and then one other item that I've not been able to identify is probably something that she uses in the movie, which I've not yet seen, so I don't know what it is. The Nebula figure is going to come with a pistol and one of the legs for Mantis, and then looks like one or two other accessories that I'm not able to identify from these images. Again, probably things that we see used in the movie. The Star-Lord figure, this version of Star-Lord, is going to come with the trench coat and the scarf, and looks like he's holding something. I'm guessing either a cassette tape or a cassette deck. It's hard to tell from the image, but that's what I'm guessing it is. And then he's going to come with one of the arms for the Mantis figure. Oh, and he's also going to obviously have his signature blasters. Then and those are all movie figures for the upcoming movie. And then we're getting an new Adam Warlock figure. This is a comic book figure, and he's going to have an alternate blue head that you can put on the figure, and he's got some blast effects that we've seen with multiple Marvel Legend figures. And then he's going to have a head for the Mantis figure. Ex Nihilo, which is probably my least favorite figure in this wave, looks like is only going to come with an arm for Mantis, no other accessories. He is a bigger figure, but doesn't look like he has any accessories other than the Mantis Build-A-Figure piece. And then Death Heads, which is another large figure, is going to come with the blaster that attaches to his right arm and then an alternate right hand if you don't want the blaster attached. and he does not have any Build-A-Figure pieces, it looks like. And I'm guessing because he doesn't have the Build-A-Figure pieces, he's going to be the one that's packaged 2 per case in this wave. So again, I don't have any specific release dates here in the United States, but if we do start seeing it overseas, then it's probably a good bet we'll see this wave in June sometime. I definitely expect to see this wave out on shelves before San Diego Comic-Con in July. Okay, so that's it for the news. I did pick out a few questions for a Q&A this week. If you have a Q&A question, please ask it below and I'll try and get to it in our next news video. Just put Q&A with your question. And again, I'll try and get to it next time we do it. I do a news video. But for this week, I've got a question from Anthony Cuff, and he asks, are the next wave of DC icons truly canceled? They are still listed for pre-order. Did fan support change things? So Anthony, the retailers have never removed these for pre-order. I don't know why exactly, but at this time, figures that we've talked about being canceled previously are still listed as being canceled by DC Collectibles. Again, if you have them pre-ordered someplace, it's not going to hurt you to keep them pre-ordered. Worst case, they get shipped and you have the figures, but you wouldn't be charged for them unless they actually got them in stock and shipped them out to you. So, either what's going to happen is eventually the retailer will cancel your pre-order, probably once the release date comes and goes, or by some miracle maybe they'll end up getting released. But officially at this time those figures are still canceled. The Retro Kid 217, JC, was the SH Figuarts movie Doctor Strange figure canceled? No, it was not, and I'm guessing this is prompted by when I talked about what was coming next last time in my last news video, what was coming next from SH Figuarts. And I talked about the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord figure and the Spider-Man Homecoming figure. I did forget, it totally slipped my mind, that we're also getting that Doctor Strange movie figure, and that will actually be the next one that should be released, is Doctor Strange. But it is in fact still coming. My apologies for missing that one when I talked about that last time. Okay, so the next question comes from Cosmic Joker Dude. I remember Hasbro saying something about this. Q&A, do you think Hasbro will make a Marvel vs. Capcom wave? Same style as Marvel Legends. If so, how many characters do you think they'll do? Since we already got Marvel Legends, I would want more Capcom figures in my opinion. So you are correct that Hasbro at Toy Fair this last February in their presentation made a tease that something would be coming based on the new Marvel vs. Capcom. All they showed us was the logo for Marvel vs. Capcom. They did not give us any specific information as far as scale or anything along those lines. It was said that it would be a Target exclusive, so we don't know if it's 1 figure, 2 figures, a 2-pack. What's, again, 6-inch, 3 3/4. We really have no information. It was just something that Hasbro teased. So I really, other than there is something coming, I really have no additional information. We probably won't learn anything more about that until San Diego Comic-Con in July. So stay tuned for that. Final question comes from Katsumoto571. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. JC, do you think there will be more Wolverine variants from Mezco? Seems Mezco has made variants for each character so far. I would say almost 100% yes. I actually talked to Pierre at Toy Fair, and he had mentioned how they had plans to do more Wolverine figures beyond the one with the brown costume and everything. So I don't know if I'd call it variant, but there are likely, we already have the Old Man Logan figure coming, but I'm guessing there's going to be more Wolverine figures, maybe a Tiger Stripe or something along those lines that will be coming from Mezco. So again, to answer your question, I would say 99% sure the answer is yes. Okay, so that's it for this week. Again, if you have a question you want me to try and answer in a future Q&A, ask it in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all the things that we talked about today. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it if you did. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.